Now, here's the trick question. How many of you have been to the light in a near-death experience? A few. Okay. Well, one of the things that transpired for me in my journey is that I went through 8 surgeries in 7 years, and between 2 of them, my heart went into fibrillation, and I left. And I did go into the light, and I was taken into a room, and we looked down, and it was interesting because we looked down actually at some islands, which I keep thinking, well, we're here now. But this was in 1981, and they told me what I had to come back and do. And then it was very painful to come back into my body. That was a major change for me energetically. Those of you that are healers, you've probably found that as you're doing healing work, you're bringing through more energy and you're becoming more clairaudient, clairsentient. You might be feeling earthquakes in your body like I do. These are things that we are all going through because we are changing from matter into light beings. The bloating, the dizziness, the nausea, the loss of appetite, maybe losing your way, not feeling so productive in this dimension because you're very busy. We are all very busy in the other realms. We are going back and forth to the ships at night. We are being teleported. And if you look at your clock and it says 2:22, 3:33, 4:44, that's an indication you are going back and forth between the worlds. Actually is in a ship that's been showing up outside my patio door since I moved to Pagosa Springs, Colorado. Every night, actually. And I can lay on my bed and put my camera on the tripod and let it just, beam on me and let my camera do the work. So I know that we have moved to the next octave of this transformational process. So there's the same curvature. It's identical and perfect, and it's the same thing that would come out of my head on film. Now, what happened in Peru is that I was out at Soxy Woman. I don't know if I said that right, but it's where the Pleiadians would come back and forth. And a shaman came up to me and he said, "What is your name?" And I said, "Victoria." And he says, "You celestial, you go to live on another planet." And then he took a photograph of me, and the same image appeared. Now, this is at the Fertility Springs, and I got to the place where I could actually think of the Merkaba and bring it in on film. This is the one that the shaman took right here. And so he could see it. In fact, he sent me a postcard in Portuguese, and he said, I couldn't read the Portuguese, but he drew a picture of this on the postcard. So I knew he was seeing it. And this was at Ollantaytambo, and I had just sung the Song of the Future, which is another song they channeled to me that's in the movie. And this one was in Mesquite. But you see, and notice they're going and coming back. While I was in Peru, I was returning to my home. I was returning to the place that I left. 2005, on January 22nd, they begged me to release my film footage. And they said, "Time's running out. Time's running out. Please put your music on hold. Put this on hold. You've got to release it." So I wrote an email, and 2 weeks later I released my first version of my film that won Best Documentary in Hollywood. And then I redid it and shortened it, and it won Best Documentary in New York City. So, but time is here. We are moving out of the dream and into universal reality. We are in it right now. Now, one of the things that they showed me is, in my vision, was the second Earth coming in 3 visions. The first vision, they showed me our planet and another planet, and some kind of an implosion or transplanting going on with that other planet. I had not heard of anyone else talking about the second Earth yet. The second night, and one night later, I said, please give me more information because I'm not sure what you're telling me. And they gave me the up-close personal vision. I was standing on a balcony and people were running around in a frenzy of confusion. And they looked and there was this ominous planet right in our faces. It was just right there. You couldn't see the sky. It was huge. And they said, who are you and what do you want? And I said, how can you say this to something so incredibly beautiful? Well, I heard a voice say, Victoria, this is your new home. And then this planet began to move farther away. I could see the dolphins swimming in the firmament of the heavens. Years later, I got divine encounters by Zecharia Sitchin. Some of his diagrams actually look exactly like my vision. It's quite interesting. I've been trying to be very subtle for a long time, but I have been having visions of tidal waves for quite a while, and you know, I feel my message to the masses is this, that you will be guided as to what you are to do, because we are moving out of matter and into light. So it's not like everybody has to move to Colorado, but you can come and be with me and I would love it. But the thing is, I went there so I could build a galactic community and prepare a place for the ships to be coming in and out, because they do come. They come when I tell them to come. I don't sit on a mountain and ask them. So I was on top of Lake Powell, and the ships were circling me. My friends were on the houseboat, and they watched the ships, and they saw me up on the mountain. And I went out of my body, but I took a photograph right before, and this is what showed up on film. My little dog saw this, so I followed his instructions. He was panting, looking in my yard, and you can see hair and mouth and nose and eyes and a hand. That is actually a large mothership, and of course they're all over. They're everywhere. You know, you notice the energy of the colors coming down. That's not the film. Those, I would see those coming down, dancing around me as I was out filming at my cabin. Vehicles, I call them non-earthly vehicles. I don't like the word UFO either. And it's not about being afraid, because we are in construction, not destruction. The earth is being reconstructed, because I go back to the second vision and then the third vision when I opened up the curtains and I looked out and the earth had made the shift. The earth looked the same, but the evil and the negativity and the greed and the war was gone. And we were pristine, like we had taken the earth through a car wash. Very closely, you'll see the cellular energy inside. It's like a jewel, and there's like an eye in the middle of it. Don't know if I can